Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not COD of any sorts. It is actually Apex Legends. For those of you who don't know, it's it's mainly a battle royale, similar to what Warzone is. Essentially, 20 squads drop into the map, teams of 3, and last one alive wins. For those of you who don't know, this is ranked, and essentially, which is something that Warzone actually doesn't have, and it's actually quite nice. They've done it pretty well. Essentially, everyone starts in the bottom rank, which is bronze, and then kills and wins grant you what they call RP, which is essentially basically XP. And using those kills and how high you're at, say if you come third, you'll get an extra 20 XP, for example, or RP. Whereas if you get first, you'll get even more than that. So yeah, essentially you start at bronze and you rank up more and more by getting a certain amount of kills and certain placement in the game you're playing. Now, the higher the rank up you go, you have to essentially pay in RP before you even get any kills or any placements or anything like that. So for example, if you are a gold player, you'll start with minus 24 RP, which is what you can see at the top right hand side of my screen here, which means you then need to get X amount of kills and X amount of placement to be able to even get positive of that, otherwise you will derank. By the time you get up to like the higher levels, you end up starting on negative 84 RP, and obviously the people you're playing against is harder, so it's even harder to maintain that sort of level. So yeah, it's a pretty good rank system. Obviously you do have to grind and play a lot for it to, for you to be ranked highly. It's not one of the sort of games where you beat someone over a higher elo and you get ranked above them. However, you do get more RP dependent on who you're killing. So for example, if I killed someone who is a few divisions above me, a few ranks above me, I'll get more RP for killing them than I would do somebody on the same level. Just quite good. Just out of interest, for those of you guys who are still watching, I know Apex isn't the main game on my channel, have you played it? It'd be interesting to see whether you guys have actually played this game. As I said, it's quite a different BR. The movement's completely different to any of the game, as you can probably tell in the background. And gunfights tend to last a little bit longer. There's a lot of health in the game, and the time to kill is pretty high, which does mean, differently to Warzone, that the skill gap's quite large. I find on Warzone the time to kill is a little bit too quick, unless you're playing in what was it called? I can't remember. It was the one where you've got higher health, and essentially it was a little bit more of a skilled game, in my opinion. I can't remember what it's called. One of you guys will have to remind me. Yeah, it was essentially like a ranked Warzone thing, but it without ranks. That's essentially what it was. The game in the background you're watching is obviously gold ranked gameplay, so it's not the sweatiest lobbies. However, I do think I got up to platinum rank after this game, because it basically goes gold 4 3 2 1, plat 4 3 2 1, diamond 4 3 2 1, master 4 3 2, and then pred, which is the highest, and then you essentially get a proper elo rank. The game itself is cut up a bit because obviously there's a lot of looting, there's a lot of wandering around, and I didn't want to just give you guys a 25-minute video of me just walking around half the time. So I'll condense it down hopefully to the gunfights and the more interesting parts. So yeah, the people I'm playing with is a random and my bro, who's actually absolute sweat at Apex. He's actually his name in this game is Sen Crust. He's an absolute sweat. He plays on keyboard and mouse. He knows what he's doing when it comes to this game. I do not. So you will see me whiff a few shots. The sensitivity curve is weird on this, although there is a lot of customization with regards to the settings. You can get away with customizing your settings quite a lot in this game, which is quite nice. It's hard to get used to because no other game has it. So you can literally change your sensitivity, your controls, everything to a very fine tune, unlike other games. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. I do actually go off on this. I think I'm the kill leader by the end of it. You'll see, but it's halfway through this game, I get the kill leader thing come up in the center of my screen. That essentially means you've got the most kills in the game. So I finished as kill leader. I only get 8 kills, so it's nothing crazy. But it's relatively high for Apex ranked, even though it is only gold, and I get just over 2k damage as well. So make sure you guys stay to the end to see whether we can touch up the dub. You guys probably know I probably wouldn't upload a loss, but yeah, stick around. You might be surprised. So yes, and dissimilar to Warzone, you have to heal every single bit of your health, and there are different characters you can be, similar to what it was like on Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. Essentially, different characters have different abilities. So the guy I've got here, I'm playing with, has got a stim shot as his sort of secondary ability. I'm not quite sure what it's actually called, which essentially means you pop the stim and you run super fast. Yeah, the passive ability for the guy I'm using is a, you know, a gradual heal, which essentially means that my character will heal over time very gradually. The ultimate, essentially, it's called the ultimate, is a LBRB, and it's essentially just a pad which you throw down, and if you jump on it, you go flying through the air, and it's a good way of rotating around the map pretty well. Now, for those of you who have already played Apex, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is probably going to be boring for you because I'm explaining it like you guys are bots. You're probably not. So yeah, what I'm going to do now for the rest of the video, if you do have any question about Apex and you want to know more about it, please feel free to drop a comment down below, and I will be sure to answer any of your queries. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to be communicating exactly what's happening though. If it's a tense gunfight, let the gunfight play out. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. I'll catch you in a bit. So right here, I dropped a heat shield, because obviously we're in the gas. Hopefully give us a chance to be able to get our teammate back. He's able to drop into the zone without actually taking the hits initially, although he dropped out the heat shield anyway.
45 seconds, ring spot.
We actually entered in zone, and somehow there were still people behind us. I don't know what happened. They must have got them in quite late. So we were able to gatekeep these guys, thankfully. Thought I'd throw a pad as a quick access out. As I said, shots aren't quite as crispy as they are on COD normally. Hoping my teammate can come and clutch us up a little bit whilst I heal. There he is, there it is. There it is. You are the kill leader with 5 kills at the moment with just over 1,000 damage. Gold energy mag, you'll love to see that. Essentially, for those of you who don't know, it means you don't have to manually reload. After a few seconds it reloads for you. So you run out of ammo, you switch to a new gun, and that'll be reloading in your backpack. Ready for the gunfight. For those of you who do like a VR, but you're not that keen on Warzone, you probably have already tried this anyway. But I would recommend giving this a go. It's a bit different. You do have to learn completely different game mechanics and gunfights and the way you move. But it's good. The skill gap's quite high, so if you get quite good at it, you will be beating people who aren't quite so good at it. Whereas on Warzone, you can get killed by a creddy in the corner quite often. So that is one thing that is better. But as I said, it's a high skill gap, so it will take a lot of learning for the newbies out there.
Amigos, let's go here. That one's out for the count.
Nice work, be proud.
Reloading. Bad dudes over there. Reloading.
Let's signal those shots.
Charging up my shields.
So here's the pad I was talking about. Sends you flying. So we decided to run away from that battle just because the zone was coming in and we wanted to just get into a decent position. Strangely though, I think they rotated all the way around the rock on our right, and I think they eventually just died in storm because there's no way they'd have survived this long. So there's 4 squads left. On just over 1,000 damage with 6 kills, and zone's about to come in for the penultimate zone. So there's 3 teams alive. There's that team that apparently just crossed over on that zip line, which I tried to shoot at, and I'm pretty sure there's a team in that building as well on the right where they just zipped to. And then finally there's that team that have been shot at, or we're being shot behind those rocks near the palm trees you see there on the left. So there's 35 seconds near enough until zone comes in, so I'm sort of looking forward to make some sort of ground here. Now you must note there are still 3 other squads left, so we've got to play a bit cautiously here. Thankfully my teammate pinged, so we know exactly where they are. So there's a team low, a team in that floor, and then a team by the rocks on the left side of the map there. So, the thoughts here, the IGL, my squad mate here, decided it would be a good shout to just, you know, hold the roof, which we do. Unfortunately, he gets it taken out. However, I thought that player there, the lifeline, would have been able to cover him, but apparently not. Apparently, just let him walk out and beam him. So, whilst this is happening, I'm sort of keeping the team on the right at bay. Now there's 2 teams left. So there's us, the team beneath us in this building, and then the team on the rocks on the right, which I was just shooting at. Essentially, the goal, my essential aim here is to keep those back. And try and hopefully make sure that someone doesn't come out of the under me and strike me in the back, which is exactly what happened to my mate there. The more damage you get in the game as well, the more you get rewarded with the higher shield capabilities. So I went from a purple shield to a red shield, which essentially means you get more health. The more damage you incur, essentially. Which is again another aspect of the game I do like. Oh, so as I thought, I get jumped up on. Damaged some guy absolute, but as you can tell, I'm also really weak, so I'm just trying to play my life here. And that's hilarious. For whatever reason, that guy could not hit his shot, so I don't know. I think if I'd have gone down there, if he'd have managed to hit a single bullet, I think even if he breathed on me slightly, I'd have gone down there, but hey, it is what it is. So we're full healing, and then ready for the next battle, essentially. Just the 3 of us left versus the 3 guys over at the rocks. And at this point, the zone just comes in like symmetrically, so we end up essentially in the middle. Thankfully, my teammate is a bloodhound, which means you can just scan and you get essentially X-ray vision for a couple of seconds every 15 seconds, something like that, or every 20. But that's useful when people are hiding behind cover. You can sort of pre-kit. Right, so we're going on the flank, going on a bit of a pinch here. That's 1. That's 2. And that's pretty much 3. And that's the game. Well, that's pretty much the game. One of them's got self-res. So I think I get 8 kills, just over 2,000 damage. Yeah, as I said, give Apex a go if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Something a bit different to Call of Duty, but as I said, I thought I'd upload it. It was pretty fun to play, so I thought I'd share my experience. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.